What if I told you the fastest way to become rich, enjoy wealth and wisdom and even influence is to give more away? And don't go yet. Don't log off. Before you clutch your pearls or your purse, hear me out. I want to welcome you guys to my channel once again, the Owning My Greatness channel, where we turn soul work into strategy and purpose into prosperity. Today, we're diving deep into the law of generosity, one of the most misunderstood yet most magnetic wealth codes in the universe. Most people hear generosity and think charity, sacrifice, losing out. But no, that's scarcity talking. Real generosity isn't about giving from lack. It's about giving from your overflow. So when you truly understand this law, you don't just give, you become the source. And that's where the magic multiplies. So grab your tea, your coffee, your drink, your journal, and your pen and your soft heart, because I'm about to change how you see giving forever. Write this down. Overflow, not overwhelm. Generosity is overflow, not overwhelm, because you cannot pour from an empty cup, but you can become the fountain. Most of us were taught to give until it hurts, until we burnt out, until we broke down, or we started resenting the very people we once wanted to bless. But here's the reframe, guys. Generosity is most powerful when it flows from overflow, when your cup is full, spiritually, emotionally, financially, physically. You give joyfully, not begrudgingly. Imagine your bank account is like a well. If you give away your water before it rains, what happens? Dust, cracks, drought. But if you wait till the rainy season, when the water is pouring in, you can irrigate an entire village. Yes, yes? So true giving is spiritual, not performative. Real generosity isn't for applause or public perception. It's about soul alignment. When you give because it reflects your values, you give because you're not trying to prove your worth anymore. Performance, yes. Giving leads to burnout and bitterness because it's transactional, not transformational. And I struggled with this thing for a while because of what used to happen in church, where they'll tell you to give. If you don't give, God will not bless you. And so I used to give grudgingly. I used to give just because, so that God will not punish me. And I know so many people that have done that, to the point where your parents ask you to, and you want to say no, but you can't, because you cannot say no. You must give, you must share what you have with your sisters or brothers, even if you don't want to give them. They taught us all of that. But what about now? And because we learned that, we started giving from a place of pain, not from a place of joy. But if your hands are open like this, you can receive more. But if your hands are like this, you can't. And a lot of us give like this. It's painful. But if you give like this, for your hand to be like this, then there's more coming in as it's going out. Okay? And that's one thing that I had to learn, to change my mindset around, so that I could give from a place of strength and not from a place of bitterness. When I first of all started coaching, I gave 3 sessions back to back to prove my worth and my value. My brothers and sisters, I was tired, underpaid, and underappreciated. But when I started charging, nourishing myself, and giving bonuses from fullness, the impact and referrals tripled. And that's what overflow is. Today, even if it's my mother, she'll pay me. I might give her a discount, but she'll pay me. Because I believe in the law of sowing and reaping. If you sow, and where your heart is, where your treasure is, that's where your heart is. So I believe that, and my time also costs something. And the investment in myself to become costs something. You've got to pay for it. I don't care who you are. The second point you want to write down is generosity is circulation, not loss. Money doesn't disappear when you give it, it dances. Generosity is not subtraction. It's a spiritual and energetic circulation. You give and it flows back to you, often from unexpected places, and multiplied. Good measure, pressed down, shake it together, the Bible says, is what comes back to you. Think of blood in your body. If it stops flowing, you die. But the more it circulates, the more alive you feel. Same thing with love, same thing with money. Generosity must come from wholeness, not guilt or scarcity. Giving out of guilt creates an emotional imbalance. A lot of people in church give out of guilt and they feel that guilt will take them from hell and put them in heaven. Has it worked? Is the question. Don't you still feel that guilt? When you give from lack, you unconsciously expect a return. And when you don't get that return, you create resentment. And a lot of people are in this place. Wholeness means I'm enough, so I have enough to share. Well, when you're not whole, you know what it means. There was a woman in one of my workshops who tithed even when she barely had enough. She said, I don't tithe to church. I tithe to wherever my soul is fed. That month, she got a job offer, a scholarship for her son, and free groceries from a neighbor. Circulation, guys. So you don't have to tithe in church. Your tithe could be to give somebody something, help somebody. It doesn't have to be. And what really also is church, right? You are church. Everywhere you go to, God goes with you. So you carry the representation of God everywhere you go to. It's not in a building. So you want to trust the loop. And I promise you to return when you give. The third point you want to write down is give what you want to grow. If you give resentment, it will grow. If you want more time, you give presence. If you want more love, you give it first. If you want more money, you share some. It multiplies what you magnify. Generosity is also a powerful mirror. What you give attention and energy to will grow. Energy grows where energy flows, they say. Have you ever planted a seed and forgot to water it? Now try watering what you want. It will sprout, but if you don't, it will die. Generosity is the watering can of the soul. Give love, give time, give ideas, give money, but you guard your cup. Not all generosity is financial also. I'm sure you know. Your presence, your attention, your wisdom, all currency. Because you could have been somewhere else. You decided to share it with this person. It's currency. If you keep giving without refilling, you will run dry. I mean, let's practice it now. Take a breath in and hold that breath. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it until you cannot hold it again. Just keep that breath in. Yes, yes, leave it there. And some people have already stopped holding the breath. For some people, they have longer retention span. So keep it until you can't breathe anymore. Now, taking a deep breath. Now, what happened? You gave. You didn't receive. That's what happened. And if you give and you don't receive, you'll die. If you give out energy, give out oxygen, and you don't take in oxygen, you will die. And it's the same thing with life. So you must guard your cup, setting boundaries without guilt. You should be able to say, even to your kids, tell them, I tell my daughter all the time, Mommy needs 3 hours. You've got to give Mommy her 3 hours. And she'll say, okay, Mommy. And she comes back 3 hours after and says, Mommy, I've given you 3 hours. Do you have time for me now? And then I say, yes, I do. Because I'm also I keep to time. I am integrous with the things that I say to her as well. I once coached a woman who longed for community, but never reached out. And a lot of you don't. You are looking for friends, but you are not a friend to others. So I gave her a 7-day challenge. Each day, she had to send love, compliments, or support to someone else. No expectation in return. By day 5, she had brunch invites, new podcast collaborations, and one woman even sent her a paid speaking gig. She didn't beg, she gave, and its return multiplied. You that are looking for somebody to do things for you, when last did you do anything for anybody? When last did anybody trust that if they called you, you will show up for them? Honestly, you will never get what you don't give. If you're looking for friendship, be a friend. Anything starts with what you give. It's the law of exchange. Whatever you deposit, you get back in return. So you must give first. If you're looking for a relationship, romantic relationship, how many smiles did you smile on the road today? Or were you frowning all the... Why would anybody come and meet you? So you give openness and people can give it back to you, okay? The last point I'm going to share with you today. Boundaries are generous too. Write it down. You are not Santa Claus. You are sacred. So protect your peace too. A generous heart without healthy boundaries becomes a doormat. Boundaries will help you give wisely, sustainably, and in alignment. If you keep giving once again and you're there for everybody, my question is, who's there for you? If you think of curiosity, if you think of generosity, like Wi-Fi, you don't leave your password open to the whole street, do you? You protect it. But still, you let people in your home connect. That's what you do. Boundaries equals wisdom, period. When you overflow, others drink. When you are dry, you break, and everybody around you suffers that break. So the healthiest giving flow from a full life is from somebody who gives and receives, not from a fractured person. And when you fill yourself up spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, your giving becomes sustainable and sacred. We've all heard this statement, you can't pour from an empty cup, haven't we? When you overflow, your generosity heals others without hurting you. There was a season I kept saying yes to everything and everyone. Charity work, free work, family requests. Because I thought saying no would mean that I'm selfish or I'm proud. Too proud now that I've become. So I was resentful and scattered. When I started saying, let me get back to you, let me brood over it, instead of yes on autopilot, I got my power back. And guess what? People respected me more for it. So some of you think, oh, if I say no, they'll see me as a bad person. It's okay. After a while, they'll understand that when you say no, you are doing it even more for them than for yourself. And when you say yes, you are there with your heart, because that's generosity. That's you giving with honor, not you giving from a place of lack or resentment. So I'm going to wrap up with this. Generosity isn't about losing. It's about living wide open. It's not just about giving money. It's about giving meaningfully from your joy, from your wisdom, from your energy, from your resources, from your essence. And when you give from an overflowing cup, you're not just giving generously. You're becoming dangerously magnetic. People will come to your bosom and support you. And if anything that I've said spoke to your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Drop a comment. Leave something for us today and let other people learn from you. Give to others. And please like and subscribe and turn on notification bells so that you get more videos as they pop up. And I want you to share this with a friend of yours who gives too much or maybe not enough. Because you're learning. Don't keep this goodness to yourself. Let your community grow alongside you. Don't be alone. I suffered loneliness from this whole thing. Create a community for you, okay? And I want you to say, I give from my overflow, and what I give returns multiplied. I am not just a giver. I am the source. My name is Adeola Kingsley James. Love and light.